Ramsa. He's awake, Kupo. But is it truly him? Thank you. Thank you all for coming to my aid. And you have my thanks, noble warrior of light. You have achieved what I could not. And you, bearer of my blood, the blood of the House of Durai, thank you for seeing my final wish fulfilled. My sacrifice has finally been given meaning. Now, my friends, let us retire to Mother Hydalin's bosom, that we may finally rest. Farewell. You are the true heroes of this story. Delita, how I have missed you, old friend. Forgive me, Ramsam. You deserved better than what history gave you. I could have done more. I'm truly sorry. These countless centuries did I long for the day that we might meet once again. And now that time has finally come. Hydaline beckons us both. I'm so sorry, Ramsar. Alma, I convinced myself my research was the most important thing in my life. All the while you two were standing before me. Can you find it in your hearts to forgive your father? It's alright. We are still here, are we not? And we triumphed. We proved your theory true. Ivalice existed. Ramsar existed. And Owen Durai was not a heretic, but a hero. Now all that remains is to tell the world. No, my son, we need not burden ourselves further. But father, we cannot allow our ancestors' name to remain... And we will not. Yet, simply not in the manner you think. I shall be adding a final act to the Zodiac Brave story, telling of how Ramsar, the forgotten hero, and his chronicler Oran Durai smote the Angel of Blood and saved Ivalice from an age of darkness, before quietly embarking on a final journey that would take them far beyond the horizon. And of course, I shall not leave out those nameless heroes who fought alongside Ramsar, without whom the young noble would have surely perished. Is that what you truly want, father? For the story to end? It will only end on the stage, my dear, and live on in the hearts of a crowd. King Delita and Oran envisioned the Virgo as a beacon which would lead future generations to the truth about the founding of their kingdom. They were right, and just as the pendants guided us, now we shall guide the masses through our play. And now you see, my son. I would offer you my thanks again, Serenia, but thanks are not nearly enough to express my gratitude for all you have given us. Perhaps after I complete the Zodiac Brave story, I shall pen a tale about the legendary Warrior of Light and her adventures across the 3 great continents. Then you have your work cut out for you, my friend. Serenia has enough belts on her belt to fill at least 3 tomes, if not 4. Would you stop doing that, Sid? And her tale is far from over, isn't it? Alright. This is our final dress rehearsal for the night. Make it count. Positions, everyone. Yes, Principal. Lights, music. There'll be no more mistakes from you two. Am I clear? Mother crystal clear. Cooper. They're going to perform the new final act. Begin. Whatever will we do? The church has burned as heretics. No home awaits us in Ivalice. We shall embark on a journey together. Together? Together. The crystal's call has ever been answered and evil vanquished from the land. We are now free to soar like the griffin. Free? But how? By casting off our noble names and forging a new path, one not bound by fate. On that path we shall meet new friends, make a new family. And unto them we shall entrust the true tale of our deeds, that they may carry on our legacy for all eternity. Sword in hand, a warrior clutches stone to breast. In sword-edged years fading memories. In stone he tempered his skill. By sword attested, by stone revealed. Their tale can now be told. Bravo, bravo! You both are wonderful. I'm inclined to agree with Lady Mavrilla's sentiment, but there's always room for improvement. Back to your positions, everyone. Again from the top. Again? I've had enough of this. I was promised a starring role. Kubo, it's my contract. Oh, hush, brother, before Jernomis had us back into polishing boot buckles again. Everyone's laughing. Meanwhile, in the clockwork city of Gog. Imperial Magitech? Well? So further research will be required to reach a positive conclusion, but preliminary tests show that the technology utilized here bears striking similarities to our own. Excellent. Let the Eorzeans play with their baubles. True power lies within these very walls. It appears our ancestors were as cunning as they were ruthless. A weapon powerful enough to carve a gateway to the land's very core. His Radiants will be eager to test this Tartarus. Wouldn't you agree? Okay. Connections to later plots? It has been an honor to serve one as brave as you and just as you, Serenia, and only hope my contributions to this most recent endeavor have proven valuable. Before this assignment, I would spend my days alone in the library, poring over texts, learning of others' accomplishments, but never recording any of my own. But witnessing you and all you achieved in our short times together has inspired me. When I return to Sharlayan, I will put in a request with the students of Verdessian for an increase in field research. But I think I shall start with something in Lower Lanarkshire. Thank you, Serenia. Deep bow. If Bagamnan were here, he'd smile and slap us both on the back. You'd probably fall on your face. I miss the captain. I'm not as optimistic as my brothers as to our chances of meeting again. But know this, Serenia. I will not forget you and hope that maybe you will say the same. I owe you an apology, Serenia. I was wrong to doubt you. Whether it be in a council room or on the field of battle, you have proven yourself more than worthy of the many praises the bards sing. I'm glad to have counted you an ally, for I would not wish you upon even my worst enemy. In fact, our paths may cross again sooner than expected. I received word earlier from both the Eorzean Alliance and Doma that they have agreed to assist Lantisteus, though not in the manner my leader first sought. They will be providing refuge for those displaced by the fighting. Children, elderly, the wounded. I have been assured that all are welcome. Unlike our demand for soldiery, both Lady Tataru and Lady Yugiri seem much more amenable to this request. Perhaps they remembered how only recently Eorzea received refugees fleeing from Doma and Alamigo, and perhaps it was I who reminded them. As for now, I must return to Damascus with these tidings and somehow not only convince the myriad resistance factions to cease their infighting, but also cooperate in the organization of a method in which refugees might be transported safely across the borders. Needless to say, I have my work cut out for me, but even then, this is only the beginning. Once the refugees are safe, there's still a war to be fought, and won. And when that time comes, do not be surprised when I come again, calling. I hope the new act was to your liking. It may still change, seeing as we have yet to finish our rehearsals, but I believe Father has another masterpiece on his hands. I always admired my father, but never more than I do now. I finally have come to understand why it is so important to him to tell the tales that he did, even if those actions did see him driven from his home. Still, I worry that we may never find our place here in this foreign land, that our voices may never be heard. Everything we knew is gone. Everything we worked for behind us. Will the people of Offat and Aldenat accept us for what we have to offer? In spite of who we were? Will they flock to our stage to hear our stories? Will they laugh at our jests and weep at our losses? I know it's childish to fret over such matters, but perhaps I'm still a child, desperate for the acceptance of strangers. Despite the fact I'm already accepted by my friends and family. Something happened that day I laid hands on my mother's necklace. My father would have me believe it was the hero Ramsa's oversight, the Virgo that dispelled the fear and hate in my heart and replaced it with love. I would like to believe that it was not only the Holy Stone, but me growing up. Journeying to a new land, meeting new people, learning of new cultures and customs. These things ignited a flame inside me. A flame of change. You, Mont Blanc, Herdy, Mikoto, Master Sid, Vagi, Fren, even Lena, you have all helped fan the flame, that they may rise into a conflagration to burn away the old Ramsa, leaving what stands here before you now. My father spoke of one day offering a play that would chronicle our adventures. I believe I would tell him to abandon that endeavor, for I wish to offer it myself. That is, if you will allow it. You're welcome here anytime, Serenia, and I hope you will take time to visit and tell us more of your deeds. I shall be waiting. Thanks are not nearly enough for all you've provided us, but sadly they are all I have to offer. Thank you, Serenia. You watched our rehearsals, so you have witnessed firsthand the fruits of my father's labor. It's now on us, the players, to see their seeds cast across the realm. From fleeing the Empire to searching for a new audience. From finding the truth of our ancestors to bringing back my mother to saving my brother. Many paths were walked on this journey, but ultimately they all led here. Was it merely the oversight that guided us to the open monastery? Or was it, dare I say, fate? Our exile, our arrival in Hingashi, my father's disappearance, without even a single one of these things, our paths may not have crossed. If that is not fate, then... Now that Ramsa's desire has been fulfilled, the oversight set in this necklace appears to have lost its blessing. Perhaps it's for the best, but I'm simply glad that a piece of my mother remains. I shall not say farewell, for I would not have this meeting be our last. Allow me instead to offer a prayer. Mother, abandon not your wayward children of Ivalice, but deliver us from our sins, that we might know salvation. Reports have that the 4th Legion has marched on Valnine, making the commercials into their new temporary base of operations. If that is so, then that is where we will strike next. With our past misgivings, Serenia, but in the end we all learned to work for the same cause. I hope we can do so again, soon. It won't be simple uniting the factions, but when was war ever been simple? Once we are a united front, we still have to figure out a means of besting the most powerful army in the world. And if by some miracle we achieve that, then we have the entire nation to rebuild. Starting with a smoldering heap I used to call home. Then again, it sure feels better than being a sky pirate. Let the next time we meet Serenia be in the Desert Sapphire beneath the Royal Damascus standard. Well, wasn't that an adventure, Serenia? It's sad to think we must soon part ways, what with all we've been through these past 3 months. Satisfied with the city's unwillingness to turn him over to the Gallians, Jernomis had decided to purchase a permanent berth above Kugane for the Prima Vista. Supposedly he has already received petitions from hundreds of Gecko and Gainin to join the company. And then there's the matter of my assignment. He will be delighted to learn that I'm almost finished. What? How do you expect one to write an exposé when off battling forces of evil from beyond the void? Don't you worry though. A few more weeks and I have a draft. Oh wait, an outline. Until then, I'll stay here in Kugane a while longer. At the Raven's expense, of course. Farewell. Jo, that was the Ivalice one. Whew. Good. Guess then, that is until next time, when we play more Final Fantasy XIV. I am Mace, and don't get lost.